pros and cons there is that obviously you can hit the ground running and have a big, beautiful store right off the bat. You don't have to worry about, I don't know, like we bought fixtures off, secondhand and stuff. Just we didn't have the money to put into gondola shelving and slat wall and that kind of stuff. We just whatever we could find is what we used to throw our store together. So you'd have a leg up on that, and you'd have nice signage and stuff like that you would definitely benefit from having a nice investor or investment put into it. But more money can be more problems in that you can buy a lot of allocations, buy a lot of product, and then what if that product sinks and it doesn't do well? And it's like so many Pokemon and Magic sets where it's pre-ordering on TCG Player for and after fees you'd be making less than what you paid for it. That's a situation that is a real reality right now. So
it was Scarlet and Violet.
It cannot be a great idea just because smaller risks as you build is a lot less scary, at least to me, than throwing $100,000 at something and hoping, this is going to be the next set I'm going to build off of. It can be scary. That can be a lot of eggs being put in a basket there.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. It's definitely mistakes I've made for sure. Buying a lot of something that didn't actually do too well. So whether it was a single card or a lot of one thing, but you've been doing it 8 years, so you've seen the cycles. It's not like you stop buying one thing just because it might not work out. You're pretty consistent, right?
I've learned a lot of lessons, but I still make plenty of mistakes. I remember the painful times of having 500 Battle Styles ETBs just sitting in cases that I couldn't sell, and I was underwater on and wouldn't even sell on TCG Player. Again, like after shipping fees, you're losing money.
Yeah.
I've sold Fusion Strike booster boxes for $70, just to try to get cash flow back. This is new things that new products that are relatively new that we've had issues, and you're trying to make a bet and then sometimes you lose. So having options and places to move that stuff is good. But if you're opening a brick and mortar and saying, hey, I want the next Pokemon set, I'm going to put $100,000 into it, probably not a good idea. Probably not good. Let's ease into it. We'll ease into it.
Yeah, it's a very cash heavy business.
It's to the point where I have credit cards that have limits, and $4,000 used to be a big purchase for us. Now I'm buying $40,000 worth of product. At any given release, and then you have multiple releases in a month, and that can be taxing on all these. Just trying to keep the kind of cash flow going, and that type of capital available it can be rough.
Yeah, even for myself now, I'm just online. I've started to try to ramp up my allocations by ordering more, getting some of the crap that people don't want, so I can get more booster boxes.
Sure.
My business is in Michigan. I'm currently living in Dallas, so I can't get access to it. It just sits, unfortunately. So I just have, every new set that comes out, I'm spending 10 grand, whatever, 15 grand, and it sits. Big cash flow problem. So I've, upped my credit card limits. I've actually recently got a credit line, a business credit line through my bank. And, it gives me more room to work with to make sure I can pay the distributor and continue building that relationship and giving myself more time to sell things in order to maintain doing this. Not the smartest thing to do, but, thankfully I'm in a position where I can do it for now and for the foreseeable future.
So that's a good thing about it being a hobby is that, has to sit there. It's no big deal.
Right.
When it turns into a business where you have to make money and you have expenses and the clock's ticking every month, then it gets scary. That's when it gets real.
Yeah. I do have a 9-to-5 that pays me bi-weekly. And it pays my bills. So I can do that. Right. Like if I need to stop buying, I'll stop buying and I'll be okay.
I worked a 9-to-5 even up to, 2 years ago. So
wow.
I was putting in over 16-hour days for a long, long time. Yeah.
You've been open for 8 years. So you had the shop open for 6 years while you were working a 9 to 5.
Yes.
Were you only open during after work hours?
I worked a job that I didn't have to worry about. Most of my clients don't wake up till noon anyway, so it's okay to be open later in the day. So
that's the other con or a pro of card shops. All of them open up at noon.
Sure. Yeah.
You can sleep in.
We open up at 11, and I feel like that's early. I was like,
it
can be kind of slow the first couple hours. So that is a perk that you can kind of do other things if you are not be there right at the crack of dawn, and you'd be okay.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that clip, be sure to check out the full video podcast right here. And every Thursday, we drop a new podcast that premieres on YouTube here live at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So be sure to subscribe and comment down below which guest you'd like me to have on next.